The buzz of the office was a hum of steady activity, quiet but intense, as the team of engineers worked in synchronized silence. Above them, the vast array of satellite terminals blinked with encoded data, a world of information being analyzed and processed. Among the group, Elijah Thompson stood still, his eyes focused on the array of data streaming across his holographic console. His black hands moved deftly across the controls, the calm of a master at work evident in the way he navigated the complexities of the system. His years of service had earned him this position, a senior systems engineer in charge of one of the most classified and critical satellite networks in the world. But today, his experience would mean nothing to the man standing in front of him. "Thompson, we've got a problem," a voice sneered from behind him. The officer was young, barely out of training, his eyes filled with a condescending arrogance that only those unaware of true authority could possess. "You're still working here? The system's upgraded and you're, well, outdated. Move out of the way, we need to reset some things." Elijah's fingers stopped for a moment on the terminal. He didn't respond at first, letting the words sink into the charged silence. The young officer, Lieutenant Davis, stood with his arms crossed, looking at the older engineer as though he were just another cog in the machine, something to be discarded. The air in the room shifted, but Elijah's expression remained stoic. He'd learned long ago that the best way to deal with disrespect wasn't through words. It was through action. Silence had its own power. But this time, the moment was different. Something felt off. Davis, oblivious to the tension that was building, continued. "You're still pushing outdated algorithms? Your systems are archaic. I'll take care of this. You can go sit somewhere and watch the real engineers work." It was a gut punch, a moment of blind arrogance that many of his colleagues had silently endured but never spoken about. But today, Elijah's resolve hardened like steel. He turned slowly, his eyes locking onto Davis with a quiet fury that only those who had been underestimated could understand. The lieutenant took a step back, instinctively. But Elijah's voice was calm, carrying with it the weight of unspoken history. "I suggest you check the data again, Lieutenant," Elijah said, his voice smooth, but with a depth that made the air around them feel denser. "You might find that your upgraded systems are running on a framework that I developed years ago. The system isn't yours. It's mine." The pause. The silence between them stretched. Davis's face tightened, his confidence beginning to waver, but he masked it quickly. "Whatever, old man," Davis muttered, rolling his eyes. "Let's see how long your precious network holds up when I hit the reset button." He pressed a button on the console in front of him, activating a reset sequence intended to disrupt a key component of the satellite network Elijah had designed. A warning light flashed briefly. But then something unexpected happened. The satellite network didn't just glitch. It didn't merely reset. It powered down. A low hum filled the room as every console, every screen, and every system went dark. A heavy silence settled over the team. The lights above flickered, and the steady hum of the satellite terminal ceased. Davis turned, his eyes wide. What the hell just happened? Elijah's fingers moved rapidly across his console now, but not with panic. With precision. His fingers flew over the holographic keys, and within moments, a cascade of information began to display across the terminals. He wasn't just logging in, he was running the shutdown protocol, but with an added twist. A twist only someone like him would know. "I told you," Elijah said softly, his voice barely above a whisper, yet every word carried the weight of 1,000 silent truths. "You don't control the system. I do." A cold realization began to dawn on Davis. The screen flickered again, this time displaying classified protocols only accessible by those with the highest clearance levels. Protocols known only to Elijah and a handful of top-tier engineers. And then, the communications screen lit up. The Pentagon's emblem flashed across the terminal, followed by a crisp voice. Elijah Thompson, we've received the alert. Proceed with necessary measures. Davis froze. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. His fingers hovered above the console, useless. I didn't mean to. Elijah turned, standing tall, every inch of him radiating calm authority. His eyes were the only thing that moved, narrowing as he looked at Davis. No, you didn't. You didn't mean to underestimate the man who built the system you've been playing with. The moment lingered, as if the air itself knew that something monumental was unfolding. Elijah's gaze softened. He was not angry. He was just patient. There was no need to be angry. His actions, his authority, would speak louder than any insult ever could. The Pentagon's voice continued. Proceed as planned, Thompson. Authorization confirmed. Elijah didn't need to say another word. The systems flickered back to life. The satellites resumed their duties, and every terminal hummed in perfect synchronization. But Lieutenant Davis was still frozen, watching the live satellite feed, the network that he thought he controlled now fully operational again, but under Elijah's command. The young officer slowly sank into a nearby chair, his arrogance stripped away, leaving only an empty shell of confusion. He had mocked the wrong man. And now he knew. Elijah glanced at the team, who stood in stunned silence. The weight of the moment was clear, but no one spoke. They didn't need to. Justice had already been served. And with one final motion, Elijah turned back to his console, quietly commanding the satellite network to continue its work. His fingers tapped with steady precision as the room returned to normal, no one daring to interrupt, no one daring to challenge the man who had built their very system. Elijah stood tall, the faintest smile tugging at his lips. This system is mine, he whispered to himself, almost in reassurance. And as the hum of the terminals filled the room once more, the lesson was clear. You don't mock those who hold the keys to the future. You don't underestimate the silent power of someone who has already seen the future and shaped it.